Welcome back, victims. Tonight's tale takes us deep into the Appalachian wilderness, a place whispered about by locals, feared by experts, and now, the hunting grounds of something much older than myth. Buckle up. What you're about to hear isn't just a story, it's a warning. The bar was old, not run down, just lived in. Wood floors groaned under every boot step, and the air smelt like smoke, whiskey, and stories too wild to be told in daylight. A radio murmured some old outlawed country song in the background, barely loud enough to drown out the wind whistling through the cracks in the windows. That night, it was especially cold. "Ain't real," the man said, setting his glass down with a heavy clink. "Wendigos, skin stealers, forest ghosts, whatever y'all call them. They're stories you tell drunk hikers to keep them from getting lost." He was out of place. Clean gear, thick arms, dead eyes. You could smell the arrogance coming off him more than the wood smoke. He was the kind of man who'd killed things with names too long to pronounce. The kind of man who hunted monsters like most people hunt deer. He called himself Colt, though no one asked. Across the bar, an old man stirred in his stool, half hidden behind a cap with a frayed patch that read, "County Fire Rescue." His voice cracked like dead leaves underfoot. "You think something like that cares what you believe?" Colt grinned. "I've killed Siberian bears with my bare hands. I put a silver spike through a Jersey devil. Wendigo ain't even supposed to come this far south." Another voice chimed in, this one a woman near the back, arms crossed, a look on her face like she'd seen things she'd wish she could unsee. "They ain't supposed to do anything," she said. "They don't follow rules. They don't follow logic. They just feed." This got a few nods. Others looked away. The barkeep, bald, quiet, eyes like broken glass, leaned over and spoke low. "Tell me, big man, you ever hear a woman screaming in the woods when you know you're alone?" Colt laughed. "Foxes make weird sounds. So do mountain lions." "No," the old man snapped, now turned fully towards him. "This ain't no fox. It's her voice. Your mother, your daughter, your dead wife. Whatever will make you walk off the trail." Colt laughed, but no one laughed with him. "Y'all ever seen one?" he asked, amused. "Any of you?" They fell silent. Then the woman spoke again. "No one sees the same thing. Some say it's a tall, bone-thin with eyes like coals. Some say it's got a skull for a face and breathes mist that make you forget who you are. Others swear it has no face at all, just a mouth that opens and opens and opens." Colt stood, tossing a few crumbled bills on the counter. "Well, lucky for me, I brought toys," he said, patting the duffel bag on his shoulder. "Silver rounds, blessed blades, infrared scope. I'll be back by sunrise, with proof." The door slammed behind him. The wind outside howled louder. Colt's boots crushed in snow dust pine needles as he climbed higher into the mountains. The moon was just a sickle, pale and mean. His breath fogged out in the front of him, dissipating fast. "Come on then," he muttered to the trees. "Let's see what you are." Hours passed, nothing, not even a rabbit. But he kept walking, scanning with his thermal scope. That's when he heard it. Help. A whisper, so faint it might even be the wind. It was his mother's voice, but she died when he was 17. He shook his head. Nice trick. "Help me, please." This time it was his brother, the one he'd left behind in Alaska, gutted by something with claws. Colt dropped to one knee, eyes darting through the trees. Something moved. No, some things moved. At first it looked like a shadow shifting unnaturally. Then, outlines began to form. Antlers, long limbs, skin pulled too tight over bone, and glowing unnatural eyes. But not just one pair. 4. 6? More. They stood at the edge of his vision, never stepping into the full moonlight, their breath just barely visible. He raised his gun, nothing in the scope. Then they moved, but not forward. They vanished. The air grew thick. Wrong. His radio hissed, crackled. Then came the sounds. His father crying, a child laughing, A woman begging. A scream, his own scream, played back to him from some future moment he hadn't reached yet. Colt spun in circles. Sweat froze on his back. This is psychological warfare. You're not real. A branch snapped behind him, then silence. He turned. Something stood inches from him. He never saw it move. Just appear. Its body was wrong. Ribcage too wide. Mouth where the throat should be. Antlers that looked burnt, as if charred into reality. Then came a second one. Smaller, faster, crawling instead of walking. And then he heard the whispers. Not outside, but inside his head. You believe in us now. Gunfire split the forest, but he never hit a thing. The next morning, the locals found his camp, torn apart like a bear had gone through it. No sign of Colt, just his boots, upright, side by side, steam still rising off the soles. And on a nearby tree, carved deep into the bark, he laughed. If you're still breathing, don't forget to like the video before your heart stops. Drop a comment if you've ever heard whispers in the woods, and subscribe if you dare to join the next hunt. Sweet dreams, victims.